Welcome into DC On Screen, a podcast about the DC Universe properties being brought to film and television. I am your host, David Z. Robertson, and this, the man who looked through a telescope while his porch lights were on, Jason.
Fuck you, science!
We are getting all spoilery and talking about Supergirl 205 Livewire. Now, if you're wondering, what happened to 204? CBS pulled it
104.
And switched it out with, 104. Yeah, what's wrong with me? There are too many shows. I said 205 last episode too. It is Supergirl 105 that we're talking about. Well, they pulled 104 because of the Paris bombings. They'll be showing 104 next week. So
yeah, just
we've got Livewire this week.
Week of breathing room appears. But something I really liked though is everywhere I've seen it, they kept the episode number. I actually like that.
Yep, and we are doing that too.
Right.
So there you go. So, can I just say that the opening fight was not great? It was not great.
It was a little weird. Who is that guy? I didn't even bother looking him up. Just giant cat-looking dude. Kind of looked like if they had hired Schwarzenegger to play Sabretooth.
Yeah, except it was a female, apparently.
Was it? I gotta say that one got by me. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, in the show, they said that they were like, he wasn't much of a fight. And they're like, she actually. And then Supergirl goes, oh, well, props. Or something. I think she just went, oh, respect, or something. I don't remember what she said. I
didn't catch it. I really did.
So dumb.
I think I was busy at that time looking at my phone, wondering if I should go figure out who that is, and deciding I'm not going to worry about that one. We're gonna let that one ride. And I came back about that time. I came back just in time to see, the actual winner of the Razzie.
Mm-hmm.
We thought it was going to be the woman playing Carol Danvers. I thought that, I kind of hoped it was just me getting to know her on that first episode, that I wasn't really feeling it, and I think that is going to be true. I've liked her a lot more so far. It just took me a second, but no, the OG Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it was a Thanksgiving dinner's worth of ham.
I wouldn't even say it was ham. Helen Slater is still as bad an actress as she was on Supergirl, the original movie.
I'm sorry to report.
She is awful, and I don't want to think that, but. I mean, I've seen PlayStation 1 characters that had more depth and range than Helen Slater does.
Right.
I understand she's part of the mythos. You want to throw her in, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. She's awful. Sorry. I hate to say it, but good Lord.
Yeah. It was distracting almost at times. There's one scene in particular where she's talking to Carol, and she does the gesture with her hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's that pleading arm wrist first gesture. It's a stage action. It's not a TV action.
Yeah.
It killed me. It kind of did.
That always does bother me when I don't know Helen Slater's background. I don't keep up with her, but I don't know if she does a lot of plays or what she does. But I've noticed that when you get play actors onto television, a lot of them will do that kind of crap. They do stage acting instead of television acting.
Yeah.
It's just, and it looks bad. It just makes it look like they don't know what they're doing.
I think there's just a transition to the subtlety. I mean, you have to do stuff on the stage that you have to exaggerate everything you do to get it across to the guy in the back row. You don't have to do that on film. You just don't. That little nuanced eyebrow that you would never be able to use on stage because no one would know what you were fucking doing, it totally plays here, and it matters.
Yeah.
And you have to not do that eyebrow if you don't want it in play. It's a different style.
Yeah, but I've not seen Helen Slater move her face in this episode.
I didn't remember a lot of it. I'm almost sure she was talking, but...
And wasn't it weird in the flashback where she kisses Dean Cain? I felt like she was kissing her cousin.
Yeah, a little bit. This is something I've been annoyed with though. As much as I like Dean Cain as a person, he seems cool and all, and I like the mythology that he was both. I like him having played Superman back in the day, but he was gonna be distracting for me on this show, and I haven't gotten over that yet.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing about Dean Cain was he was as bad as an actor here as he was on Lois and Clark.
Right.
Now, that being said, he was completely overshadowed by Helen Slater.
Yeah. We'll get to the parts of the episode we thought worked well after we get through these little hiccups about, oh my God, why do they do this?
Yep. Because the episode actually was pretty good. There was aside from the Helen Slater just being awful, there was the trope that I hate of the mother coming for a visit and being like passive aggressive towards one daughter.
Right.
And like, I guess it's not like there's a reason it sticks around. It's because it's kind of true. Like, I think it's relatable.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It happens.
Stereotypes that's there for a reason. Like there really are. It's a especially well, brother doesn't have that problem as much apparently, but sister it's a thing that really happens in households. You always feel like one of them kind of gets a little bit more shit than the other.
No, it does happen, and it happens on TV too. It's the same trope over and over again. It's like, with Dad always took you fishing, but he never wanted blah 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 blah. Like, it's the same crap. It really is. Or like, just like Barry and Jay with Henry over on the 90s Flash.
Back in the 90s Flash.
Yeah. Give me a second. Sorry, it's gonna have to be cut.
You're good.
But yeah, it's the same like sibling trope. I don't care for it. I understand that it's a real thing. I would just rather just never see it again. I'm bored by it.
Right. It wouldn't bother me at all. Again,
so
and this gets down to the part where I think there's a certain amount of personalization you can't beat. Like we can't be completely objective about it because we can't be completely objective about any damn thing. Like there are certain tropes we're going to look at and take one look at and go, oh my God, I'm on board. And then certain ones we're going to take one look at and go, please call me when this is over.
Yep.
And it's completely subjective. I don't know what to tell you. I guarantee you someone saw that and went, cool, that's a good storyline. We should explore that. And was really on board. We're not those guys though.
Oh. You're so often not those guys.
Yeah.
So, is it just me, or was Livewire as annoying as she was in TAS in the animated series? Like, she was almost exactly the same character.
Her music was better.
Yeah, but I mean...
But it was just this way
swapped out...
exaggerated as all hell, over the top thing.
Yeah, she's even like swaggering when she walks. But yeah, she was pretty much the same exact character that Livewire was on the animated series. They just swapped out Superman for Supergirl.
I know.
And she was awful.
You know what's frustrating about that is how often do we sit there and go like, "Come on, just do it the way BTAS did, and do it the way they did." And then they do it, and then we don't like it. Like, is that on us? Or
well,
did
I
they
didn't
just
like
pull
it in
the
TAS.
one thing that they did that we didn't like out of TAS?
That is what they did. That is what happened.
Because, pulling something out of STAS is not the same as BTAS.
No, STAS is different from BTAS. Yes.
Like, I like the Lobo episodes, for instance, of Superman, the animated series. I really enjoy them if I watch them with captions and the music off.
See, I like the music and I like hearing their voices, but that's just me.
I've done it, but when I went back to rewatch it, I couldn't do the music. I had to mute it and put the captions on.
I'm gonna kick his big red ass all over the galaxy.
I think I'd just rather have read like the storyboard version of that episode. I'd have been happy. It'd be like, cool, a little comic. I'd have been happy with it.
Right. Oh. So, Livewire is annoying, but, I can get over that. I was a little confused by how quickly she literally gets her powers and, 2 seconds later knows how to, teleport through, circuitry. Yeah.
It just occurs to her as an idea, and suddenly she can do it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like there should have been a learning curve.
I do. I mean, we're on episode 5, omitting 4 even. We're still 5 episodes in, and, Kara's still learning stuff. Mm-hmm. That's part of the plan for season 1 was her learning curve. So, it was a weird thing to abandon. I did like, though, it tweaked her origin story just a little bit to have the electricity go through Kryptonian DNA and have it filtered that way. Mm-hmm. Something about that seemed more believable. I liked that.
Yeah, I didn't think it was believable or especially clever, but at the same time, I didn't feel like it was any worse than the original idea.
I considered it an actual improvement over the original idea.
They were both pretty bad to me. I don't know. I'm not a proponent of Livewire. I just don't like Livewire.
And I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I kind of I wish the character was better than it is. I like the idea of the character. I like her character concept. I just haven't liked a lot of the portrayals I've ever seen.
Yeah, I haven't liked any of the portrayals, and do we? Does she always have to be a disc jockey? Like, can we come
Yeah,
up with
that was the
something
original
other than
story.
her just
Like,
being
when-
an annoying?
I think she was
person?
invented around the time though, where you had a bunch of Howard Sterns, and the idea of actually being the shock jock was a huge piece of Americana at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It made a lot more sense than it does now.
Maybe so.
There aren't really as many shock jocks. I don't think shock casters has become a real thing.
Right.
Pod shockers, whatever you want to call them.
I don't know. We can put in a couple of pig squeals and a boing sound if you
Right.
like.
I mean, if you want to try it, I'll be happy to try to get Billy West on to do some Richard Nixon, and we'll see what we can do.
All right, let's give it a shot. Boobies, boing.
I don't know what to tell you.
Wee,
I gotta
wee,
have Billy
wee.
West.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Just not gonna get him, but we can dream anyway.
Well, I mean, shock jock or not, I mean that's just always what you want.
It is what I want. It's
Billy
always what
West.
I want.
So I really enjoyed Cat Grant this episode.
Hugely enjoyed.
Like,
mixing it up. I like. She does have a streak of nobility to. Like, even in the hospital, Kara kind of calls her out on, you're paying for this room. Obviously, you care a little bit. But yeah, as she's leaving the room, when she tell her, like, we both know you're tough enough to, deal with a little bit of lightning, get the hell up. Like, no mercy
Right.
about it, but there's respect there. Like, she actually does have a soft streak to her. It's just kind of hard to find.
mm-hmm.
And she does a pretty good job of I don't know, giving me that extra level. And then she sends her poor little assistant off to get help while she buys time. Like, she does the noble thing when the actual moment came. When one life was on the line, she tried to get Kara out of the room.
Yeah. Now, Livewire at some point, like, Livewire keeps making these awful cat puns. Like, she's
Right.
looking for Cat Grant and going, here, kitty, kitty.
Right.
And I actually wrote down, oh, I get it, Cat Grant. And then, like, just a few minutes later, she goes to make another pun, and Cat Grant goes, yes, a cat. Congratulations, you have the wit of a YouTube comment. I did enjoy her doing that.
Somewhere there were pangs of guilt across the nation. You know who you are, YouTube commenters.
Yep.
You know what you did.
Actually, that was not the only line that I laughed out loud that Cat Grant said. When she's talking about, like, not putting the gossip shit up in the mag or the whatever is it, newspaper?
Yeah, she.
God,
I think it's a magazine. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't even know, but whatever their publication is, she's talking about not doing the celebrity gossip bullshit.
Right.
And she's talking about, like, oh, we're gonna highlight some stuff and, like, food banks, blah blah blah. They're like, oh, well, that's a great idea. She's like, yes, liberals love to feel guilty, so let's squeeze as much juice out of those turkeys as we can.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
They really, like, she's been flawless so far with doing that. I mean, just the moment you think she's going to be a real person.
Oh, speaking of political quips that I really enjoyed, she tells Livewire, we got over you not supporting Hillary in '08. We can get over this.
I did like that one.
It was good. By the way, did you notice that she and I assume it's going to be a thing. They mentioned Club Apocalypse.
I missed that. What do we got going on there?
They just said that was a club that some celebrity was coming out of when Cat Grant's talking about the celebrities and what they've been up to. I don't remember exactly what it was, but she said someone was at Club Apocalypse.
Yeah, she's mentioned the bullshit gossip columns, and yeah, somebody comes out of Club Apocalypse in the middle of the night. I don't know, maybe it comes up.
It was very specifically not the gay club that they bring up secondary.
Yeah, she mentions a generic gay club afterwards, I think.
Yeah, she just says a generic, like, gay club, but then before that she actually name drops Club Apocalypse.
Right.
Which I thought was kind of on the nose. I'm like, no. Is Darkseid gonna be running a
Probably.
Or maybe one of his henchmen.
Probably. Okay. There's just gonna be a security guy named Kalibak there.
Yeah. Oh man. I hope he's played by Michael Dorn.
Wouldn't it be awesome?
It would be awesome. One thing I laughed at, and I'm not sure I should have, but I'm hoping it was there for fun, was Livewire was just talking shit and Kara just yells, "Oh, shut up, you mean girl."
I was down.
It made me laugh. I hope that was on purpose.
Yeah, and something that they didn't get to do is we skipped right into what's her name? Lucy and Jimmy are dating now. We didn't get to see episode 4.
Right.
So that's going to be a little weird. I don't know, like maybe I wonder if they'll go back and edit episode 4 a little bit to maybe do that, but I doubt it. I think they were just going to go ahead and kind of bite the bullet on this one. Know it's going to be a little bit off production-wise, but we all know what happened, so get over it. I mean, I wondered going into this episode if the special effects were going to be complete. I mean, I thought maybe, you have a couple weeks, it happens. You tweak a little bit in the last couple weeks before it hits the air sometimes. Mm-hmm. Not always, but sometimes. I wondered what kind of continuity there'd be, but...
Well, one thing that they haven't broken continuity with is when they're at dinner, Kara's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll just hang up oh, it's James, I gotta get this."
Right.
And then they purposefully cut to Wynn looking sad.
Right.
Like, geez, guys.
Yeah.
God.
When this happens, remember that we said it was going to happen in episode 1. Mm-hmm. Just remember that, guys. It's getting more and more obvious, but at the time it was just a couple of glances, so we'll still feel a little bit proud.
Yeah. Oh, there was a bit in there where they were talking about the weather, and James goes, "No, I like when it's like this. It reminds me of Metropolis." And I'm like, "Is Metropolis thunderstormy? Is it Gotham?
Were you thinking about Gotham, Jimmy?"
Right?
It's the city of tomorrow. Okay. It's clear sky. It's blue skies and 70 degrees every day over there, I thought.
That's what I thought. Now, I don't understand why Alex, being a person who works for the DEO and has helped Kara fight these aliens, is so scared of her own mother. But I do think it was incredibly weird and inappropriate for them to make up with "Take Me to Church" playing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I meant to bring that up too.
And with candles.
That scene was so weirdly shot.
It was weirdly shot, and they had candles. I know there was a blackout.
Yeah, there was a blackout, so there had to be candles. I kind of get the logic of how the candles got there. But then they were playing
weirdly romantic.
Yeah. And it was like they bought the song and just weren't going to not spend, like they spent the money now. We're playing the song. Well, but it looks really weird and kind of it's like it's a romantic scene. I'm surprised. Like, did the actors, did Helen Slater and I can't remember her name, walk into that scene and kind of think, like, are we on the right set, guys?
There's a mark on my paper that is the beginning of a sentence, the beginning of a word of the beginning of a sentence that would have been, "I don't like that they kissed."
Yeah,
because I thought they were going to.
Yeah,
it was weird.
It was strange. And I as you mentioned in our warm up swings there, I wasn't a fan of the lighting direction in this episode. Mm-hmm. Between the candles and the fact that you've got like 100-watt bulbs right behind a guy that's trying to perform any kind of astronomical feat. Come on, dude. You need pitch black. But how much did you love Kara saying, "Oh, like Ghostbusters"?
Oh yeah, I've got that listed here. Right here.
Made my heart jump, guys. Made my heart jump.
Yeah.
Few things warm me more than any character who mentions Ghostbusters.
Yeah. How'd you like the little Flash cameo?
I forgot about that. When did that happen?
It was just it was an exact same shot from the Flash. They just changed the lighting for Livewire.
Oh, God. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It really was, though. I think they borrowed the footage. I don't even think it was. They didn't even change the lighting. I think they borrowed the same footage from when they were doing the promo, when they changed the lightning to blue to do the Flash promo over the summer.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
I think they just panned out. I mean, at least like when they were trying to think of how to do that shot, they didn't have to make too many phone calls. They went, well, we needed to kind of zip through the. Wait a second, I think we know some guys who've done that. Hey, Andy.
Yeah, and they do occasionally run into problems with that. Like they actually did have a shot in Gotham with like Queen consolidated or something on a building. And everyone freaked out because they're like, "Oh my God, Oliver Queen's!" And they're like, "No. We just liked the queue. We didn't realize it was in the database. We didn't realize that it was from Arrow over there."
Like they really completely dropped the ball on that. Didn't realize there was any kind of continuity. It was just a graphic in a big computer, guys. But I was the same way. I saw that shot somewhere. Somebody pulled the screenshot, and I went, and then exhaled deeply as I read the article.
Mm-hmm. That was
I did really like Livewire's little, her little, what do you call them? Her whips.
Her what?
Her little whips. I was trying to think of what they called them in Iron Man 2, because that's pretty much what she was doing.
Whiplash?
Yeah.
Yeah, tendrils.
Yeah, I like tendrils. Let's go with tendrils.
Thank you.
I couldn't get the word dendrite out of my head, but it wasn't quite right. But yeah, I actually like them. So far, again, the show has not missed on action scenes so far. There are a couple of weird choreography choices every now and then, but hey, so the actions look good. They haven't skimped on any special effects for me.
Yeah.
They dropped some money at this thing.
They did.
Well, the ratings have borne it out, though, so.
Yeah. You got anything else for the show?
I believe I'm set. I got to remember the Ghostbusters line again. I'm happy.
Supergirl is still, as far as I'm concerned, Supergirl is still, treading a good line. It's got some issues, but for the most part, I'm pretty on board with it. Yeah,
I mean, I'm at this point we're 4 weeks in, and I'm like excited about the next episode when it happens.
Yeah,
like by Saturday and Sunday. Well, not Saturday because I'm watching football, but by Sunday, I'm pretty much looking forward to Monday to get into Supergirl action. Which was well timed because for those couple weeks while Supergirl's been there for me, Gotham hadn't. So I was really kind of down on Monday night for a second until Supergirl saved me from it. So I appreciate that.
Oh, I have to mention this.
Mm-hmm.
I laughed when the blackout first happens and Cat Grant goes, "What fresh incompetence is this?"
Yes.
And I laugh. The viewers don't. I mean, the listeners don't know, but. Jason constantly says, "What fresh hell is this?"
I lost track a while back. I'm pretty sure it's a Shakespeare ripoff.
It may be. I don't know.
It's just a phrase I've enjoyed for years.
Fresh hell. I've heard that said off and on for a few years.
I don't even know where I got that anymore, but I really have just been fond of that phrase for years. Especially like early morning, pre-caffeinated kind of, what fresh hell is this kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Like you realize there's been a leak in the middle of the night and you have a puddle in your living room or something. And
right.
Those are the times for that phrase. I liked her tweak on it. Really did.
All right. We are DC On Screen. We are members of the Giant Size Team Up Network. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher. You can find us on DCOnScreen.com. If you'd like a similar podcast about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, go check out our buddies Matt Carroll and Jeff Randall at the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast or MCUcast.com. Next week we will be talking about How Does She Do It? The real episode 4. And we're also coming up with a review of The Flash, Guerrilla Warfare, and an episode of Arrow. What was that one again?
Brotherhood.
I can't remember the name of it.
I'm here for you, Dave.
Anyway, until then, keep some DC on your screen.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.